Imagine waking up to find a massive polar bear just outside your window, its powerful claws scratching at the wall. In the Arctic, this isn't just a nightmare, it's a real danger. Polar bears are one of the deadliest predators on the planet. They can weigh over 1,500 pounds and stand more than 10 feet tall when they rise on their hind legs. With sharp claws, powerful muscles, and an incredible sense of smell, they are built to hunt and survive in the freezing Arctic wilderness. For most people, coming face to face with one would be terrifying, but for the Inuit, it's just another part of life. In some Inuit communities, polar bears are so common that people see them near their homes almost every week. As sea ice melts due to climate change, these encounters are happening more often because bears are spending more time on land, searching for food. This makes living safely a real challenge. Yet, for thousands of years, the Inuit have survived these terrifying encounters. Their secret? A deep understanding of polar bear behavior passed down through generations. How did they do it? It's all about knowing the enemy better than anyone else. But before we start, I'm on a road to get 1,000 subscribers as a small channel. If you want to help me, hit that subscribe button and join the journey. Now, let's get started. When it comes to polar bears, seeing them before they see you can mean the difference between life and death. The Inuit have mastered this skill through centuries of living in the Arctic wilderness. They've developed an incredible ability to detect bears long before they get too close, using techniques that might seem like magic to outsiders. One of their most effective methods is reading the wind. By wetting their fingers and feeling the breeze, they can tell which direction the wind is blowing. Why does this matter? Because polar bears have an extraordinary sense of smell. They can detect a seal from 20 miles away. By staying downwind, the Inuit make sure the bear can't pick up their scent. Sometimes, they even build small snow piles to watch how the wind moves the snow, revealing hidden air currents that could carry a bear's smell. But it's not just about smelling the bears, it's also about seeing their tracks. Inuit hunters are master trackers. They can tell the size of a bear from the depth of its footprints, whether it's hungry by how straight the tracks are, and even what mood it's in by the spacing between the steps. A straight line means the bear is focused, probably hunting. Wandering tracks mean it's relaxed and less dangerous. They even listen for breathing sounds. Inuit hunters can recognize the low, steady breathing of a curious bear, the quick pants of a frightened one, and the deep growls of an aggressive bear. This attention to detail allows them to avoid dangerous encounters before they even happen. These skills aren't just survival tricks. They're life-saving knowledge passed down from generation to generation. One of the biggest reasons polar bears approach human settlements is the smell of food. With a sense of smell that's 7 times stronger than a bloodhound's, polar bears can sniff out food from miles away. For the Inuit, managing food sense isn't just about keeping their dinner safe, it's about keeping their families alive. To avoid attracting hungry bears, the Inuit developed clever ways to store their food. They never keep food near where they sleep. Instead, they build special storage caches far away from their homes, always downwind, so the smell doesn't reach the bears. These caches are raised off the ground using ice blocks or tall posts, making it harder for bears to reach. In some cases, they even spread out their food supplies across different storage sites, so if a bear finds one, it won't find them all. Cooking smells are another big risk. The Inuit often cook in special snow kitchens, built away from their main living areas. These kitchens have ventilation tunnels that disperse the smell, making it harder for bears to track. They also burn specific types of moss alongside their fires. The smoke from this moss helps mask food odors, tricking the bears' super-sensitive noses. Even their seal oil lamps, which they use for light and warmth, are carefully placed. Knowing that the strong scent could attract bears, they position the lamps so the wind carries the smell away from camp. In particularly risky times, they build snow barriers to break up the scent trail, confusing bears that might be following it. These smart strategies show just how well the Inuit understand the way bears think and smell. By managing scents so carefully, they keep polar bears from wandering too close. Living in polar bear territory means that even your home needs to be a fortress. The Inuit mastered the art of building shelters that protect not just from the cold, but also from one of the world's most dangerous predators. Their iconic igloos aren't just cozy snow houses. They're brilliantly designed, bear-resistant shelters. Igloos are built in a dome shape, making them incredibly strong. This shape distributes weight evenly, so even if a polar bear climbs on top, the structure won't collapse. The entrance tunnel is another smart feature. It's narrow and low to the ground, making it almost impossible for a bear's massive shoulders to squeeze through. Inside, some igloos have multiple chambers and tight turns, creating a maze-like layout that confuses and frustrates any bear trying to get in. Where they build their shelters is just as important as how they build them. Inuit camps are always set up on high ground with clear sightlines in all directions, giving them a good view of any approaching bears. They also make sure the wind carries their scent away from known bear paths, reducing the chances of attracting curious or hungry visitors. In some areas, they even build near natural ice ridges, which polar bears tend to avoid because of the difficult terrain. For added security, the Inuit create natural alarm systems using snow. They pack snow tightly around their shelters to make it crunch loudly when stepped on. By using different snow densities in different areas, they can tell exactly where a bear is approaching, even in total darkness. On top of that, they keep night watches, taking turns to stay awake and keep an eye on the surroundings. It's a community effort where everyone knows their role in keeping the village safe. When avoiding a polar bear isn't an option, the Inuit have to be ready to defend themselves. Over generations, they developed weapons and tactics perfectly suited to their harsh environment, long before rifles were ever available. These traditional tools weren't just effective, they were lifesavers. The most famous of these weapons is the nuluk, a specialized bear spear about 7 feet long. Made from strong driftwood or whalebone, it was designed to flex without breaking in the extreme cold. The spearhead was crafted from walrus ivory or bone, with barbs that would break off inside the bear, leaving a painful wound and a blood trail to follow if the bear ran off. Ingeniously, the spear was designed with a quick-release mechanism so that if a bear grabbed it, the hunter could detach the shaft, leaving the barbed head behind while escaping to safety. This clever design saved countless lives. The Inuit didn't rely on weapons alone. They also used sled dogs as an early warning system. These weren't just pets or helpers. They were trained protectors. When a bear approached, the dogs would form a protective circle around their humans, barking loudly to scare the bear away. Some dogs were even trained to identify the difference between male and female bears, reacting differently to each. This knowledge gave the Inuit precious time to prepare or escape. They also used traps and barriers made from ice blocks, creating narrow passageways that would slow down charging bears and give hunters a better position to defend themselves. Even their tools required special care. Spears were treated with seal oil to prevent cracking, and metal parts were kept in snow caches to maintain consistent temperatures. With these tactics, the Inuit didn't just survive, they thrived, even in the face of one of nature's most powerful predators. The Inuits' ability to survive terrifying polar bear attacks isn't just about clever weapons or smart shelters. It's about a deep understanding and respect for these powerful predators. They don't see polar bears as mindless killers, but as intelligent creatures sharing the same land. This respect has shaped every survival strategy, from tracking and scent control to community safety and defense. For the Inuit, survival means more than just staying alive. It means coexisting with polar bears. They've learned to read the land, the snow, the wind, and even the bears themselves. Their wisdom isn't written in books, but passed down through stories and teachings from elders to children. It's a living knowledge that adapts with each generation. In today's world, where climate change is pushing polar bears closer to human settlements, the Inuits' traditional knowledge is more relevant than ever. Scientists and wildlife experts are now turning to Inuit communities to learn from their experience. It's proof that sometimes the most advanced survival skills come from the oldest ways of living. The story of how the Inuit survived terrifying polar bear attacks isn't just about danger. It's about harmony, respect, and the power of ancient wisdom. By now, you can see why the Inuits' knowledge of polar bears is nothing short of extraordinary. If you enjoyed learning how they survive terrifying encounters with one of the world's deadliest predators, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more incredible Inuit stories.